So hey guys, so if this lockdown is kind of making your schedule imbalanced, or you kind of like wake up and maybe you don't have like a reason, or maybe you do, it's just maybe like the pressure of like maybe like work is kind of like lifted and you haven't like you don't have like a set schedule and you're just kind of going crazy and maybe slightly a bit lazy. So if you kind of have that kind of inside feeling, then keep watching and find out how to fix that. Hey guys, so we're in a different background because upstairs everything's like falling apart, it's a bit messy. Long story short, yeah. It's a better background anyway, so yeah. You've clicked on this video because you want to organise your time better. And even though this is not really direct design, I still think it's important, and that's why it's in Design 101, because organising your time, be it in quarantine or lockdown, be it in university, be it in a working life, be it self-employed, having your own business, all these things matter, and that's why it's in this series, because it's the number one thing that you do before you go into designing something, before you even have that thought. Okay, maybe you do need to have that thought. It's just making time, because our lives get busy. Maybe you want to meet up with friends, maybe you've got like your maybe activities that you want to do, like your leisure things, or you want to maybe kind of go to the gym and stuff. These things kind of consume our lives. I mean, first-hand experience as well. I remember I was in university and I was sort of like struggling with time and seeing my friends, because everything was just like do university work, nothing else. And it was like so bad, I couldn't even sleep at night. I was like dreaming at one point about like doing sketchbook work and doing designs or having new designs, and my head was going crazy, so I couldn't sleep. Then I woke up and went to uni again, and it was just like ugh. Has anybody ever heard the term healthy mind, healthy work ethic? And it's like, I know it does work. Like sometimes if your brain's like clustered, it kind of shows in other things, like maybe a messy room as well, it's a good reflection of it, or maybe a messy desk area. Like, have you ever cleaned that up? I mean, of course you have. And you'll find that your brain has so much room for a whole load of things. And it's just a thing that's like super true. I remember during, again, I'm just using my own experience, like when I was at university, like my last year, I had so many thoughts, but nothing was being developed, and it's like you can have so many things, like separate things. You're like, okay, this is a good idea, and you just think like the first initial idea, how do you develop it? It's okay as it is, there's nothing wrong with it. That is so untrue, because everything has to be developed. Even if you make a final product, nothing is never finished, so it's just like you need to clear your mind, and you need to sort of have that bit of room and a bit of personal space, and yeah, just free up your mind. And I sound like a hippie at this point, and it's general, like free up your mind and free up your time. Your relationships will get better, and your relationship with yourself will get better. Back to the how, because I'm kind of rambling at this point. So how do you do this? There's many different ways that you can like organize your time. As I said, like cleaning your room, but like there's many ways that can work for you. So I'm very old-fashioned, and I like to have a diary. So if you have like, you can get either like a planner that says like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or all the calendar stuff, and then there's like notes at the bottom. Like that's one way to do it, like a diary. But I personally use like a notebook, and I like to create my own diary. Like done kind of like timetable of things what to do. I called it like the life timetable. I think it's like really good to do. I don't know, it's helpful, because then you get to like, I don't know, it kind of like reflects back to like when you're in high school and you have your timetable. So if I make one, it's just better. It's not pressurized as much as a diary would, because you've got like, okay, Monday the 18th of like February or something like that, you have to do this, and it's kind of a bit engraved a little bit. Whereas if you have this, yes, it's like kind of like scheduled in that way, but it's not so much pressure. Like there's room to like change it, you know. And like it's in a way like it's also like prototyped as well. So like you make one timetable like this, and then you test it out and see if it's good for you. And if it doesn't like work, you can go on, rub it out and change it. Like it's quite, I don't know. I think that's really good. And then you kind of like leave out sort of things to do. So you're just like, okay, make sure that you have make a time for like maybe an hour of exercise a day. And I think that that's super important, because you can do all these things but make sure that you're eating a balanced diet and you are at least getting 1 hour of exercise. If you're like maybe taking a run or like a brisk walk, or you know, getting out those dusty rollerblades or dusty skateboard, or I don't know, it's like the time to like do that. Just like give yourself space for exercise, and also speak to people as well, because sometimes you can also be in like this kind of mindset where you're kind of like, you know, I'm kind of by myself, I feel alone. Talk to other people, you know. We have Skype and Zoom, so use those tools. Timetable. Another thing that is quite useful is that you can sort of do like a today I did. So I like to do like a to-do list, and I know that sounds kind of like, oh, I have to do this, but there's other ways, you know. So yeah, it's got like a to-do list here. So this is like things that you could do. Notice I said could, not have to. Could. Think about the language we're using as well. So these are things that you could do on that day. And don't feel disappointed that you haven't done it, because these are all like learning things. So even though I put a to-do list and I do the things that I can do and then I tick them off, I sort of put a self-reflection at the end, and I say, okay, I did 2 out of the 3 things that I accomplished. The reason I didn't do the third one was maybe I was too tired and I wanted my body to rest. Therefore, I will put that on the next to-do list for the next day and work that out, on top of maybe other things that you could do. And I generally think that's a good idea. It's just having like that reflection, and it's putting aside a slice of a morning to organise this, and then at the end of the night you set aside and sort of write down a reflection. Sound good? So another thing you could do, and this was suggested by a book called Visual Thinking, and if you want me to review this book I will, and maybe like the next video. That book was telling us about a Kanban board. So what is a Kanban board? Well, a Kanban board is split into 3 categories. You've got your to do, you've got your doing, and then you've got your done. And so this is just a way to organise your time. It helps teams optimise their workflow, and it was used in like Toyota. Toyota was like using this to optimise their company, and the employees were using this to get work done more fluidly. And so like I think this is such a good way, and it takes less pressure off, because it's like, I know, it kind of makes you feel that, you know, that you're actually being productive, you know, especially when you go like to do, and then you move the note to like doing, and then after you've done it, and the satisfaction of like, yep, that's done. So I don't know, I think that's a more visual way, a more practical way, and it's also kind of motivational as well, because you can just like look at it occasionally and you're like, yeah, I don't know. So I would make your own Kanban board next to your workstation, and just like yeah, do it. Just kind of like set it up, look at it, and as you're working through whatever you're working at, like move the pieces of like sticky notes. Yeah, use sticky notes and Sharpies, and yeah, use that, and you'll see how fluid in how productive you are. Because sometimes we can get ourselves in like a rut where we just sort of like say, okay, we get overwhelmed with things we're doing and we're like, you know, I can't do it because it's so much, and then you sit there and you're, you know, next thing you know, you're on your phone for 12 hours, you know. It kind of feels like you're not being productive. So after you've done this like board and you're going through your whatever you're doing with those sticky notes and with the Kanban board, you will find that yourself a happier, more organized person, and your mental health will become better because your workload has become less because of this like Kanban board and because of this organization thing. So definitely do that, or I hope you do that. I don't want to be pushy. So gonna end this video like this, and I hope you can subscribe to me. I hope this video was very informative, and let me know in the comments if you've tried your own Kanban board. And we've got a question of the day. So question of the day is, how do you organize your time when you sort of like during maybe like lockdown, or how do you organize your time through your design day or your work day? I'd like to know how you do it because people have different like methods and ways. So yeah, remember to like and subscribe because if you do that, it really helps me out, and I want this like channel to grow because I'm trying to spread the awareness of trying to get design to be a more of a, I guess, a functional thing, to bring more awareness into what design is, and to just, you know, shift the focus on more functional, sort of helpful ways rather than just aesthetic. So that's just my own end goal, and the more people that can design in a helpful way, in a more innovative way, then, you know, we'll have like a better community, I believe anyway. So yeah, hopefully see you guys in the next video. I've got some videos from the other Design 101 here, so check out that playlist. If you've missed previous videos, I do like stupid vids every other week. This week I did, or last week I did, I'm reacting to like 5-minute craft, so have a look at those kind of like stupid vids. And yeah, so I've got to say, so yeah, see you later, and stay creative, stay productive, and reimagine.